Jungle.
Welcome to Coffee Talk. I am your host, MISHUMA Saba, Saba. This is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned. Peace. And welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast. This is the Cultural Variety Podcast Show, and I am your host, MISHUMA Saba, Saba, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast Show. How y'all doing today? As you know, today is Monday, October 24th, and if you're new to this show, man, we appear 3 days a week. And on Mondays is our cultural studies night. We also like to give props to our authors, our doctors, our scholars, our lawyers, our scientists, our people, our poets. And that's what we do on Cultural Studies Night. And tonight, or actually, should I say this afternoon, I was scrolling through Facebook and social media. And I do that from time to time. You know, I go just looking around, seeing what people are saying, what's new, what is people believing in, and what are people accepting at first value, which they shouldn't. And I look for content. And so tonight, there was a post that a good friend of mine had put up on her post, and I wanted to challenge not her per se, because actually I don't know if it's her original post or if she's just sharing it, but I wanted to challenge the statement, meaning that what did the post say? I want to challenge that. Not necessarily her, she's a good friend of mine, but I like to challenge um the origins of posts to see if there's any truth to it, if there's any clarity to it. Sometimes people put up things and they come off and it sounds so stagnated, you know what I'm saying? So tonight we're going to talk about that post. It's your typical type of post. If you're familiar with social media and how men get dragged a lot of times. And so that's why I wanted to go ahead and touch base um, on this post that we're going to discuss tonight. But again, like I said, this is Coffee Talk Podcast. And if this is your first time appearing or listening to our show, we do appear 3 days a week. And on alternate Sunday, Monday nights, we have what we call Cultural Studies Night. Wednesdays, we have what we call Sports Night. We don't really care about who won or lost a game, but we like to talk about the the, the different intricacies that go on in the world of sports and what takes place behind the scenes. We also on Friday and Saturday alternate nights, we like to give you grown folks night. We like to give you a guest. We like to play 10-question Q&A. We like to just really relax, enjoy ourselves, enjoy the end of the weekend. Uh, and we like to give you grown folks humor. So that's what we do on Friday alternate Saturday nights. But tonight, I got a I got a topic that I really, really want y'all to check out. And please leave your comments and tell me what your thoughts are when I get ready to go over the topic. All right. Now, if this is your first time here at Coffee Talk Podcast, we always start the show by giving it its flavor. We also start the show by giving its wise words. And then we go off into the topic. So tonight's flavor, here in the Twin Cities, it was kind of wet and rainy. It was really projected to be about 72 degrees a day, but we didn't get there. Um, it was very fall-like today. The leaves are starting to fall off the trees, and it was just really wet and cold. So I thought the flavor would be tonight. I would say tonight's flavor is orange juice. Orange juice, you can have it on ice or you can have it without ice. I preferably like it when it's on ice. And why orange juice? Well, orange juice is an excellent source of vitamin C. It's cholesterol free, it's low fat, it's sodium free, and also it's low in saturated fat. So, this is one of the reasons why tonight's flavor is orange juice. And also, again, it's an excellent source of vitamin C. You definitely need all of that. So, tonight's flavor is orange juice. And tonight's wise word comes from the man that manned the middle, Mr. New York himself, former Nick. He was born by the name of Patrick Aloysius Ewing, and he was born August 5th, 1962. He played for one of my favorite teams, the Georgetown Hoyas, from 1981 through 1985, back when college players would play all 4 years of their eligibility. He was a first round overall pick in the 1985 NBA draft. He played for the New York Knicks, and he had a career span from 1985 to 2002. Patrick Ewing's wise words is this. Patrick Ewing states, it's the person who has done nothing who is sure nothing can be done. I'm going to say that again. Listen, people. It's the person who has done nothing who is sure nothing can be done. So if you have a person that has not progressed or has not followed their goals, their dreams, their admirations, or they've been a failure to many things, these type of people, if you're not careful, will come around you and inject their fears onto you. They will go ahead and inject that you can't do something uh, that he deems or she deems impossible. We all can do whatever we take our mind to. It manifests. We can bring it forth. And so this is a beautiful, beautiful wise words of advice by Patrick Ewing that again states it's the person who has done nothing who is sure nothing can be done. So those are our wise words for tonight here at Coffee Talk Podcast. How are y'all doing tonight? Go ahead and leave a comment. Let us know where you are viewing our show from. Leave a comment, and I would like to just say greetings to you all and thank you for tuning into the show. Go ahead and pour yourself some water, some wine, a smoothie, a beer, whatever you do, a cappuccino, whatever you do. But come on in, kick your feet up, and welcome to our humble home here at Coffee Talk Podcast. All right, so tonight, as I stated earlier this evening, um, a friend of mine, I'm gonna leave all names out because it's not personal, for one. It's just something that we want to decipher. And my friend on Facebook today, she stated this is what the post read. It says, "Girl, he's got seven other females making him smile. Be special and make him cry instead." That's a nice topic. And when I read the topic or the post, I'm gonna just go through the post, my post, and a couple other women's posts and how they respond. I want to give you a breakdown, um, how these women were responding, and we're just gonna go really in depth in that. But my first response when I read that was shaking my damn head. Why? I'm gonna read it again real slow, and then we're gonna talk about it. It said, "Girl, he's got seven other females making him smile. Be special and make him cry instead." So that's why I started with the shaking my damn head. My reply was, so because he has seven women making him smile, instead of making a choice not to be the eighth to make him smile, you would rather choose to be the one to bring negativity? Who gives people this dumb advice? Shaking my head. at the shit we believe, even in humor. So right there, I was already stating that I'm aware that this is just a humorous post. My friend, we go back 20 some odd years, and she was aware also. She knows me. And so she didn't take it personal at all. But here's what her reply was after that first comment. She stated, "Mashuma, I always take it in humor, just jokes on my end. I would hope someone wouldn't take it as advice. Truthfully, I would be neither the eighth or the negative one. Those are his choices," referring to the man. I said to my friend, "No, it's not his choice. Don't put that on the man. I can read. It says 7 women make him smile. I guess she would be the one to make him cry or whatever negative ass statement. It's not even a funny joke. We love toxicity. Then we try to flip it like it's his choice. The man's choice? No. He made the choice of having 7 women make him smile. So instead of the person that's gonna would be the eighth, instead of the person making him smile, also because he's happy with the 7 he has, she would want to make it a negative. And what I mean by that is because the post states, "Girl, he's got 7 other females making him smile. Be special and make him cry instead," which is a negative. It means that it's a reflection of the fact that this man has 7 beautiful women. Let's say beautiful women, because any woman is beautiful that can make a man smile. And they all make him smile. But the eighth one, instead of coming in to that cordial, to that polygamy, the eighth one would rather see him cry instead because she does not want to attach herself to the consistency of the other 7 that make him smile. She has to be different. She has to be difficult. And the reason why I brought this topic up is because what has influenced our women to think that drama is something that is good for a man? It seems like it's so hard for women today to want to be an inspiration, to want to be a good woman or a good wife, or want to share their joy in seeing their man happy, that they would rather choose to always go against him or always make even a positive aura or ambiance or environment positive. You'll want to make it into something that is not that. And you would rather make it negative. I said, "Now, I'm not speaking of you personally. I know it's just a post, but look how easy it was to agree that's why it was posted to begin with." Shaking my damn head. The choice would be on her, not him. The choice would be on her to not be anything and just walk away. But because he is happy and she can't be his only, she would rather be his drama. My friend said, "Yes, you are right about the choice being the woman's. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. Because if a man has 7 women, according to this post, and you're saying in your earlier response that it would be neither that you would be neither the eighth or the negative one. Those are his choices. No, he doesn't care about a choice in that manner. We're speaking hypothetically here. Why would he care about a choice? Because he has 7 women that are all making him smile, and he's happy with all 7 of them. But see, the thing that I'm trying to tell you is, especially when you're having discussions like this with women, is they always want to try to put it off on a man. Parts of this is the entitlement part that all women carry. Oh, well, he got a choice. No, where you're speaking from is a core hurt because he got 7 women. He doesn't care if you come or go when you got 7 women. So unless you want to be the eighth, that would be your choice, not his. That would be your choice if you wanted to be the eighth woman or if you wanted to just walk off. That is something that you would be free to do. But his choice, he doesn't care for his choice in the matter because he's already succeeding. So we further carried on this conversation. And as I stated, my friend said, yes, you are right about the choice being the woman's. Absolutely. I further went on to say, I read very well, and I decipher words daily for clarity. I like to see if people know what they say or saying by meaning. Now, as you can see, me reading this response of me and my homegirl going back and forth. Mind you, we've been good friends for over 25 years. And you can see there's no negative in those posts going back and forth. This conversation is between two people that respect one another and have intellectual conversations like this all the time. However, when you're on social media, others are watching. So I had a person come from the sidelines, come from out of bounds. That wasn't even initially part of the post, but because the post is an open forum, they decided to jump in. And again, we're not using names because it's not personal. We're just breaking down everything in depth on how the responses were coming from me being a male versus the females. This female stated, Mashuma, who pissed in your Cheerios this morning? The only toxicity is you taking a joke seriously and putting way too much time and effort into it. Wow. Mind you, this person off the sidelines that jumped in and made this comment don't know that me and my friend who shared this post are friends. And we talk like this all the time. So I replied to the young lady that made that comment that I need that who pissed in my Cheerios. She took the impression and created the narrative that just because I was explaining that from a male's perspective, that a man with 7 females that make him smile, why would he have to have a choice? He wouldn't. But this woman here jumped in and thought I was upset because we were having an intellectual conversation. And what it reminded me of was that when people do not have a big vocabulary of expression and communication, that's when they start to throw jabs at you. Who pissed in your Cheerios? Why would you say that to me? See, the reason why this woman took this approach towards me is because she's not used to having men that are intellectual enough to carry on a healthy conversation about a joke that we decided to go more in depth with. Yeah, it's a joke, I guess. I think people like to use the word joke loosely. because when it's not funny, they try to pinpoint it and throw it at somebody that's not laughing and going, "Why you so serious?" No, we're not serious at all. We're just trying to decipher what was said to see if it is really true that if a person has 7 females that makes him smile, why would you want to you having the choice, lady, why would you not want to be the 8th person to make him smile to keep the positive energy going? But instead, you would choose to wanna make him cry instead or bring negativity instead. But the choice is yours, right? So if the choice is yours and those were your only choices, either A, make that man smile by being the 8th person or bringing the negative atmosphere, why wouldn't you just leave him alone entirely? But because you are not the number 1 selection or because you don't want to be like others, that is your only option is to think negative, then what that means to me is that you are attention seeking, not personally, mind you. This is not towards my friend or the other person. I'm just breaking down what occurred, and we're going a little bit in depth with that for anybody that may be experiencing this across the country. Again, the post stated, girl, he's got 7 other females making him smile. Be special and make him cry instead. So the female says, I'm just going to repeat what she said, and then I'm going to continue to repeat what I said, and we're going to break this down. But the female said, Mashuma, who pissed in your Cheerios this morning? The only toxicity is you taking a joke seriously and putting way too much time and effort into it. Wow. So I replied to the young lady that I don't know. And I said, nobody. Give me 1 second here. I'm actually losing a piece of that. There we go. All right. I said, give me a second. I said, nobody, chick. I was getting a little agitated with that part of her talking about who pissed in my Cheerios. So I said, nobody, chick. I just enjoy having good intellectual discussions with my friends. And blank, blank, speaking of my friend, and I are friends. So step off. Please don't poke a bear if you don't have to, if you don't have to. Because I don't like people that just come with all that bullshit, you know? She says, laughing out loud, okay, as you were. And the way and tone that she's speaking in, you can hear the entitlement in her energy on the post, as if I have to get her approval to be able to make whatever comments that I want to make about this post. So she says, okay, as you were. Women don't even know when they're being offensive. I replied back to her, I stated, I could tell you don't read. Because had you read, you would have seen that I knew it was humor. I like to get people to see things from both lenses. And you would have also seen my heart emoji to my friend. But of course, you're probably single and not used to intelligent men. Shaking my damn head. Me and my friend go back 20 plus years and we hug every time we see each other, respectfully. Now, the reason why I chose to say that this woman is probably single is because of the energy that she was carrying on. One, she was telling me I can okay as you were, which was insulting. You could tell by the language, the body language, and the oral communication if a woman has a man or not. And no, I'm not talking about a boy or a male. Boys or males, women love to uh, run over them. There's a lot of video reels out there about the alpha and the beta males, and so they speak outside of their bodies sometimes when it comes to men. They're used to guys that are beneath them. They're used to guys that have to depend on them. They're used to guys that don't have much, especially when it comes to the basics. Another woman joined in on the conversation, and here was her comment. So I'm gonna read the topic one more time, or the post. Excuse me, I gotta wipe my eye, and then I'm gonna show you her responses. Again, the post said, "Girl, he's got 7 other females, making him smile. Be special and make him cry instead." This person chimes in and says, "When I choose not to be the eighth, will make him cry." So she's saying that I ain't got to be the eighth, and that's going to make him cry. So I like to look at both things from two different angles, two different lenses. So I challenge a little bit. And I said, blah, 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 which is her name. I said, no, it won't. It won't make him cry because you choose not to be the eighth one because he has 7 women already, right? So again, you don't understand, ladies, is that you have such entitlement about yourself that you think that everything revolves around you. But again, as I opened up this conversation, if a man in this case has 7 females that made him smile, you could either A, be the eighth or not. That's a choice for you. You not being the eighth does not harm him in no type of way. And what makes you think that you bring something to the table that the other 7 that make him smile already, what could you possibly be doing? So I said, men don't care if you rock with them or not if he has 7. Perhaps 7 knows something you don't. So this girl goes on and says, Mashuma, the best one, always the one he can't have. Again, this is that entitlement talk. You can hear Kevin Samuels rolling over in his grave right now. So you choose to believe if a man has 7 women that are making him smile, that because you're not the eighth, that's going to make him cry, or because you're not the eighth, you are the best one. So I asked her, I said, what would make you the best one? Because you say so? Does his opinion matter? That is a very entitled statement. What would you bring to the table that 7 beautiful women that make him smile don't? Yet those 7 make him smile already. She never responded back to that. See, the problem is women want to think that they are so much in control when it comes to relationships. They have that fuck 'em mentality. excuse my French. But they have that mentality, like, if you ever heard maybe growing up in your younger, teenage years or your adult years, you all at the club with your girlfriends or your friends, have you ever overheard girls say, "I can go get him," or "I can fuck him whenever I want"? That's a cliche. That is an entitled statement. That may not even be true. But the fact that you think that you are that special is what hinders a lot of you women today. A lot of you women today statistically are with boys, males that depend on you, live off you, and a lot of you are single because of the way you run your mouths. Now, some of you will say, "Oh, he sounds like a male chauvinist." What do you mean, run my mouth? You know exactly what I mean. Just like the girl jumped on the scene and she said, "What are you mad about?" Nobody's mad. We actually like to go ahead and decipher things to see if it holds true what people say, or are people just saying a bunch of ignorant stuff and they're just liking that. Because misery loves company. You say some ignorant, and a lot of people will come and hit the like button for the ignorant stuff that is being stated instead of challenging and saying, does this sound right? How does this fit into my situation? Not me personally, but I'm just saying if you're them and thinking like that. So that is the topic tonight. Again, the topic is girl. He's got seven other females making him smile. Be special and make him cry instead. And this word special always meant like retarded. And I don't mean to offend anybody, but I got to explain it this way so you can understand exactly what I'm saying. But definitely no disrespect to anybody that deals with any type of disability. So go ahead, leave your thoughts, leave your comments, hit the like button, share the video, and let us know what your thoughts are on that subject or post that read, "Girl, he's got seven other females making him smile. Be special and make him cry instead." Why would you want to be the negative versus just walking away? Or why wouldn't you want to just be the eighth to make him smile? You go ahead and leave a comment on that. I am your host, Mashuma Saba, and I'd like to thank you for tuning in, as usual, to our cultural variety show, Coffee Talk Podcast. And I'm going to go ahead and hit you with the universal peace sign. Leave a comment. Let us know what your thoughts are. I'll be talking to you soon. Thank you for tuning in to Coffee Talk Podcast.